So it's confession time with Futures Past. So I'm really ashamed to be admitting this story, and it's quite embarrassing actually. But about 2 summers ago, I worked at a retail store in Long Island, and the customers all there knew I liked antiques. So one of my very, very loyal customers came to me one day, and while I was ringing her up, she told me that her neighbor passed away, and the person was very old, and they actually were an antiques dealer at one point in their life, and that their family members rented a great big dumpster and pitched all his belongings into the dumpster and threw it out. And she told me there might be antiques in there. Well, when I heard that, my ears perked up. And I never, ever, ever was the type of person that would think that I would dumpster dive because I'm a germ phobic. And so, but when it comes to antiques, my germ phobia gets cured pretty quickly. So what I did was I worked until midnight stocking the shelves and putting things out after the store closed. And so when my boss relieved me of my horrible, horrible shift, I left, jumped into my car, and went to the address where the customer told me that they were pitching all the stuff out. She told me that nobody lived there. And yes, I trespassed. I shouldn't have done it, but nobody saw me. It was on a very dark street. And let me tell you something, it was something out of a horror movie. Like, you know, where Jason, the mass murderer, jumps out of the bushes or behind the tree. That's how dark it was there. I mean, you couldn't even see your own hand in front of your face. So what did I do? I used my flashlight on my phone and I climbed into the dumpster. And let me tell you something. I'm only 5'4", and the dumpster was taller than me. So I sunk into that baby, and I was grossed out, but it was clean actually. It was just his belongings in there. And so thank goodness I had gloves on. So I found loads and loads and loads of World War II memorabilia, photo albums filled with him in uniforms. He must have been a soldier. I found his uniforms from World War II. I found gorgeous antique gold gesso frames, like for paintings with the original glass in them. I took those. um, my goodness, I can't even tell you. And then I found a bag, and it was filled with like vintage and old looking watches. So I grabbed them and I ran. I jumped in my car, I went home, and the first thing I did when I got into my door was take a long hot shower. So these are some of the things I got. Now, I don't know what kind of value they have. A lot of them aren't even working. And they were only in the dumpster for probably a few hours. But the sad part was I forgot to mention it was raining that night. I was standing there in the pouring rain and I took all these things. So let's actually see what I got. Now, I threw this in a box somewhere in my house and I really haven't looked at it until tonight. I was like, oh, what's this? And then I forgot I even had it. So what I found was some, let's see, I found some Timex watches. This one's on a stretchy band. I don't know how old it is, probably 50s, who knows? I could be wrong. I found more Timex watches. This is like the Timex pile. Some of the leather bands have like turned hard as a rock, probably because it was raining that night and this stuff was thrown in the dumpster. Another Timex. Oh, and by the way, there was hundreds and hundreds of beautiful, actually sterling silver, gold plated, and leather brand new watch bands. I took those, I brought them to my antique shop that I have a booth in, and I sold them. They all sold out. I had hundreds of them. So let's see what else we got in this pile. This says Broadway. I don't know if that's any good. This one, let's see what this says. It says Clifford. All I know is I remember a Clifford when I was a kid. There was a story called Clifford the Big Red Dog. I don't think that's that, but this looks like maybe it's Art Deco, maybe from the 20s or 30s. I don't know. Let's see what else we got here. This was really pretty, I thought. Look at that. It's on a stretchy band, and it says Gruen. Now, again, I don't know anything about watches. I don't know, is this a good watch? I don't know if this is like cubic zirconias or real diamonds. Who knows? Maybe this is gold plated, the band. Let's see if there's any markings actually. And it says, I don't know how old this is. 30s maybe? Maybe 50s? It says Gruen base metal bezel, stainless steel back. And this says, let's see, on the little winder. My God, my camera doesn't want to cooperate. Figures. Looks like it says Gruen. I wonder how old this one is. This one's really like one of my favorites. Then we got in this pile, let's see what we got here. Caravelle. I don't know, is that a good watch? If you guys know anything about old watches or vintage watches, please tell me in the comments below. It says Caravelle, base steel bezel, stainless steel back. Don't have a clue anything about that. Then there's another Caravelle. And it says quartz. Then we have another Caravelle. This one says, what does that say? I can't even see. White's 17 jewels. I have no idea if that's a good watch. White's 17 jewels. Maybe 50s? Who knows? And it said maybe even later, 80s. It says water resistant, steel back. And then it says anti-magnetic. I don't know what that's all about. Then over here I have a Seiko watch, probably from the 70s maybe, 80s. I have no idea. This is also another favorite of mine. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the bands on this. And this one says, actually I have it upside down, Gruen. Again, don't know if it's a good watch or not. Precision, Gruen Precision. I have to Google this stuff. Let's see, does it say anything down there? Jewels, does that say? I have no idea. I have to clean this. Oh, Swiss. And then what's it say on the back? Gruen. Oh, 10 karat rolled gold-plated bezel, stainless back. Oh, wow. So this is rolled gold. Wait. Yeah, rolled gold. So it's like, I mean, it's gold-plated, actually. Very, very interesting. Then we got this one. This one's really pretty, but unfortunately the band is broken off. And it says, hang in there. What does that say? American Heritage. Does that say something resistant? Shower resistant? Water resistant? I have, oh, shock maybe resistant? I don't know. Unbreakable mainframe. Swiss made. And that one's really pretty. Let's see what it says on the back. Base metal. Then we got this one over here. A Bulova, whatever they call it. And it's missing the glass. It's probably junk. Most of this stuff is probably junk, actually. Probably not even worth anything. But it was worth it to me to find it because it was in the garbage and it was fun. What's this say? Hell Brothers? Could that be Hellberg? I know Hellberg is a jeweler. Could this be anything good? It's like on a bangle. What's it say on the back? Let's see. It says base metal. Let's see. Stainless steel back. Interesting. Very like Art Deco-y in style, but it's probably not old. And last but not least, actually, I'll show you the finale at the end after this. And I found like a baggie filled to the brim with, what are these? Mechanisms probably for watches. So I found a whole load of these mechanisms. Let me actually dump it out, which I'm gonna be like annoyed at myself later for this because I gotta clean it all up. But let's see what's in here. Again, if you're a watch collector, oh, it looks like it has a glass piece over here. Interesting. If you're a watch collector, you'll know what this stuff is. You're probably like saying right now, oh, it's junk. You know, it's worthless. Worthless junk. But then again, one man's trash is another woman's treasure. So this is Hamilton, and it has jewels, which is interesting. It says, what is that, 17 jewels. And I see rubies in there. How interesting. Again, I don't know if it's, you know, if it's anything. And then on the other side, oh, here we go. We have a watch face that's pretty toasty. Then this one, let's see. What's that say? Upside down, of course. It says, hang in there. It's not cooperating. There we go. Hamilton again. And let me check out the back. Does it have anything pretty? I want to see jewels. I like jewels. Oh, yeah. 17 jewels, 750 Hamilton, USA. Has a little serial number on it. I don't know. Probably junk. Probably just nothing but junk. This, let's see, what's this? This is a Bulova. Very interesting. Let me flip it. Do we have any pretty jewels? And we do. So somebody threw rubies in the garbage. Bulova watch. Bulova Watch Company, 17 jewels. Very, very interesting. Look how pretty the workmanship and the mechanisms, whatever you call this, the wheels and all that sort of thing, the way they built this. That's pretty, pretty cool. Now, this is an odd shape. This is like rectangular, and I have it upside down, of course. And what's this one say? Waltham. And again, I know nothing about watches. Didn't this company make pocket watches? Do we have, let's see, what's it say? I see jewels. It says Waltham, 15 jewels. And it has, what is that, a regulator? Does that make it go faster or slower? F for fast, S for slow. Don't know. And last but not least, in this pile, actually, we also have crystals, I think these are called. So little watch crystals. And then we have this one. And it says Lady Elgin. I think they made pocket watches also. And we got some jewels. Let's see. It says Elgin USA 19 jewels. Their serial numbers. I don't think this stuff would ever work. It's probably all busted, to be quite honest with you. I wouldn't hold out any hope that this works. But then again, it's still neat. I mean, it's rubies. And again, someone threw rubies in the garbage. And last but not least, the grand finale, which I think is a fake. There's no way in hell that my luck could be this good. It says Rolex. It says Rolex Oyster Perpetual. Date test. Wait, does that say date test? Date just. Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date just. And then down here it says T Swiss or something made. Can't even make it out. Swiss made. And then there's a T on each side. Very, very interesting. There's a little crown on the winder. Let's see if I could make it so you guys can see. The little crown. Now this was found in the garbage, and all these watches and watch parts was soaking wet when I took them out of the dumpster. I mean, completely and utterly soaking wet. So even if this is a fake, which I'm going to say most likely it is because I don't have that type of luck to find a freaking Rolex watch in the garbage, the chances of that, I have a better chance of winning the lotto. So once again, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, get it? Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up and a subscribe.